Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Tip of the Iceberg. As you know, my name is Cesar Pimentel, and in today's episode, I will be discussing the very last part of Robert Marsteller's book, Basic Routines for Trombone, which is the second part of his scales. It is very important to see that in order to perform these kind of exercises, you need to grasp that, you need to dominate that previous topics, like for example, the attack and tone placement, slow slurs, flexibility, and that very first part of scales. That's something you need to dominate in order to get to this part. And as you know, that first part covered major scales, minor scales, their arpeggios, major arpeggios, minor arpeggios, and chromatic scales. In this second part, there's gonna be a review of those topics, but after that review, it is important to see what else he has for us. It is the diminished arpeggios and augmented arpeggios. Without further ado, I'll be explaining that very first part. Ha attack is really important if you feel that it's not, the attack is not in the place. Put it first with the air, and then you can follow the exercise. After that, you will see the Augmented Triad exercise. He will go in the diminished arpeggio part through different ranges. That's something I encourage you to do so. But for the sake of time, I will go ahead and do the Augmented Triad exercises. Again, ha articulation, if you feel, is not in its place. Again. And so on and so forth. It is really important that after this, there's gonna be a whole tone scales part. But for the sake of time, once again, I will continue the discussion, because in this part, then you can, alternate those different scales you can have. Pentatonic scales, whole tone, diminished scales, like the different degrees, like Dorian, Phrygian, Lydian, Mixolydian, so on and so forth. Don't be afraid of bringing those kind of scales to these exercises. It's gonna help you. It's gonna be great for you. The next part in this discussion, it is really maybe it's my favorite, you know, like most likely it's my favorite, because in this one you have the opportunity to develop dominance of the different dynamics. I will explain that to you. Equals 50 again. I'll go to the quarter note equals 50 again, and you'll see how these exercises are gonna help us to get those dynamics. Really important. It is really important, sorry. It's really important that we get the same grasp in terms of those dynamics. Don't lose the sound in order to get more volume. Don't lose the chord, the brilliance, in order to get more sound. That's something you don't want. That's something you want to avoid. So, next part, we will see something very similar. In this part, we are gonna get the very short articulation first. You'll see how it's gonna work. Ha attack. You see why I'm so emphatic with this attack? It's here. It's not something that I made up. It's here. Let's see how can we work with ha attack. Last but not least, normal articulation. Very important. Keep that same coherence when you do these exercises. Then let's do some variations of that, like from small to big in a quick time, and then vice versa. Very important to have that same dominance in every single dynamic. That's something you should work every single day. That's something I should work every single day. At the same time, that's something we need to have in mind. Scales is maybe the most important topic when it comes to practice our instrument. So it's very important to have a really solid routine of scales, either slow, moderately fast, but it's very important to have it. I really appreciate you for being here with me. I really appreciate your time. I really appreciate you to stick until the end of this video. It is a reward for me that you are here. Next week, there's gonna happen very interesting stuff. For example, next Tuesday, there's gonna be a live video. It's not gonna be a pre-recorded one. It's gonna be a YouTube live. Even though it's gonna be in Spanish, I encourage you to be here with us, because if I see that I have a good amount of English speaker audience, I can do the best I can. So I can translate almost everything I say in Spanish to English, so you don't lose this material. I will be discussing my routine of my basic routines, and I'll be discussing my warm-up and what is my approach to it. Next, even though it's gonna be in Spanish as well, I'll be working on English blog as well, like Spanish and English blog, and that I invite you to be in that blog with us, because I'll be having a podcast, and I'll see how my English audience is doing, because if you guys want some of those knowledges that I'll be passing in Spanish, I'll be happy to share it with you guys as well. I consider that there's a lot of resources in English already, and I don't want to be, part of the noise, but I'll be more than happy to share what I'm going to share with the Spanish audience if you like me to do so. So stay in contact with me, keep watching these videos, and up to next time, I'll see you then. Bye-bye.